In Myanmar, it's been 3 weeks since the military seized power. The civil disobedience movement launched against the coup is choking the military's operations and businesses. Thousands have clogged the streets of almost every major city in this country. The army generals are displeased. They're responding with force. Over the weekend, at least 3 people were killed, and the generals are warning that there will be more casualties if the protests do not stop.
Naypyidaw, Yangon, Mandalay, Dawei, Makina, Maulo Miain, Maing Maya. The list is longer. The civil disobedience movement has engulfed the whole of Myanmar. Protests are escalating daily. Students, teachers, nurses, civil servants, monks, the LGBTQ community, even rappers. Almost everybody has joined the demonstrations. They were initially outraged at the coup. Their anger has been further inflamed by the crackdown. The posters now carry images of martyrs. On Friday, 2 protesters died in a violent crackdown in Mandalay. As people across the country mourn their death, the next day, these visuals emerged. Demonstrators rushing to the aid of a man who lay on the ground, bleeding heavily. A total of 3 people had died by Sunday. The deaths have sparked nationwide fury. The people have called for a general strike to stop the army junta from functioning. But instead of trying to quell the anger, the army generals are issuing threats, warning of more loss of life.
It has been found that the protesters have raised their incitement towards riot and anarchy on the 22nd of February. The protesters are now inciting the people, especially emotional teenagers and the youth, to a path of confrontation where they will only suffer the loss of life. So the youth is required to be vigilant for such wrongdoings of notorious ex-criminals and their gangs. Parents and the general public are also earnestly requested to safeguard the youth for the tranquility of the nation.
The tranquility of the nation has long been lost. The world is witness. The United Nations has called on the military to stop the repression immediately.
Today, I call on the Myanmar military to stop the repression immediately, release the prisoners, end the violence, respect human rights and the will of the people expressed in recent elections.
The European Union says it won't continue to watch the crackdown idly.
We actually cannot continue to watch this idly. This is why we will use all diplomatic channels that are still available to work towards a de-escalation in Myanmar.
But it is big tech that is hurting the military generals the most. Facebook has taken down pages of Myanmar's state-run television after it warned the protesters could get killed. This includes the Tatmadaw True Information Team, the official page of Myanmar's military. In a country that is currently under martial law, the move may only fuel the crackdown. The international community needs to come up with a better and more practical solution. Letting big tech control the narrative may work in favor of the protesters. But it won't really help in restoring democracy in Myanmar. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.